और अभी 8:30 बजे हैं और 8:30 बजे इन्होंने प्रोटेस्टर्स को उठा दिया है और लगभग 9 बजे तक ये रोड जो है वो पूरा थ्रू हो जाएगा कम्यूटर्स के लिए। सो इस तरह की स्थिति, लेकिन पहले ये था जिस तरह से सरपंच एडमेंट थे, सरपंचों का ये कहना था कि वो लोग नहीं उठेंगे, वो बैठ गए हैं, उनको ज़बरदस्ती लेके जाना है तो लेके जा सकते हैं। सो पुलिस ने ज़बरदस्ती की, उनको अरेस्ट किया और उनको पुलिस स्टेशन ले गई, लेकिन एग्रेशन उनका अभी भी डाउन नहीं हुआ। एग्रेशन वो यही कह रहे हैं कि उनका संघर्ष जो है वो कंटिन्यू रहेगा। 11 तारीख को करनाल, 9 तारीख तक की वेट करेंगे और ये भी उनका कहना है कि कल तक उन्होंने सभी अपने जो सपोर्टर्स हैं गाँव में उनको कॉल दे दी है कि जल्द से जल्द पंचकुला पहुंचे, क्योंकि अभी वो पुलिस स्टेशन में है, पुलिस स्टेशन के बाद उनको छोड़ा जाएगा। तो कल का दिन भी अनसर्टन रहेगा कि उनके लोग जिस तरह से पहली तारीख को यहाँ पे पहुंचे थे हजारों की तादाद में, उसी तरह से दोबारा यहाँ पे इकट्ठे ना हो जाएं। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन फिर से खराब होने की एक्सपेक्टेशंस है। जी 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 अभिषेक।
Amandeep, you are suggesting that even as police carries out this action, evicts these protesters from this blockade site and detains them, takes them away, you are suggesting that parallel mobilization is happening so that more number of protesters come in from villages and again come back to the site in contravention of the High Court order.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. This is the protesters which are giving the statements that they have given the call in their villages to their supporters and to their natives that come to Panchkula. There has to be a large number of gathering here in Panchkula, despite knowing that High Court had made it very clear that no road blockade should be here. And continuously, I'll show you the visuals now. One side of the road has been open, Abhishek, and even they said, the protesters are clearly mentioned in their statements that they will continue their protest. They will not, this protest is not die down at this point. This will be continued, and even they are asking their supporters to reach to the Panchkula, to mobilize, to gather at a maximum number so that again protests should be resumed in the Panchkula against Haryana government. So again tomorrow is again another uncertain day for Panchkula as well as Chandigarh, just because they have taken into the preventive custody, but later on they will be released according to the law, and once they release they again try to mobilize their people and to stage the protest. And in fact they are simultaneously they are also saying that if till 9th of March Chief Minister would not hold any kind of discussion or their solution or the issue has not been resolved, so again they will mobilize in Karnal, they will gather their protesters in Karnal and gherao Chief Minister's residence. So again situation is going to be very uncertain even on tomorrow as well as on 11th of March. So Abhishek, this protest is something that is hitting the law and order situation, just because High Court has made it very clear in their order that normal people should not suffer due to this, just because they have nothing to do with the e-tendering and all. The citizens of the Panchkula and Chandigarh are not a part of this issue. So the blockade is a serious problem for all the commuters who are every day traveling to Panchkula from Chandigarh and from Chandigarh to Panchkula. So this is the situation, Abhishek, so far. The protesters have been taken into the custody. Barricades has been removed from the border of Chandigarh and Panchkula. Police is heavily deployed here to maintain the law and order situation, just because situation is still very uncertain. Yes.
All right, my last question to you, Amandeep, before we let you go, and which is that why, if you have spoken to the protesters when they were there earlier, why do they have problem with e-tendering? Because ultimately it brings transparency in governance at whatever level, in this case the panchayats. Also, Amandeep, part B of the question, if, as you suggest, tomorrow the mobilization could be much bigger, then what are the arrangements insofar as the law and order situation is concerned? Is the Haryana Police, in this case, present there, coordinating with the Union Territory Police in Chandigarh and, for example, Punjab, to make sure that that mobilization does not happen?
Well, absolutely, Abhishek. Panchkula Police and Chandigarh Police are well coordinating with each other to deal with this situation, and even the information has been shared by both the intel of Chandigarh as well as Haryana that what kind of mobilization can be done by tomorrow by these protesters, and how much people are expected to come to the Panchkula if they have given the call to gather here at the maximum level. And in fact, that information will be shared in the midnight also, just because Haryana Police and Panchkula Police is getting the information from the ground zero as well, from there where the protesters have came from, their villages, their towns, and even from their native places as well. So that information will be shared with the Chandigarh Police, and accordingly the arrangement will be made to deal with these protesters, just because, Abhishek, the Panchkula administration has given them a protesting site where they can peacefully register their protest, and in fact where the normal life should not be affected. But they are very much adamant to come on the road. They are not willing to protest at that particular area. So even accordingly and simultaneously the arrangements will be made by Panchkula as well as Chandigarh. And number two, Abhishek, the point is that these protesters are saying that their development works are getting suffered, delayed by e-tendering process, and even if they physically hand over that tenders to the people, that will take immediately, and even that will not a time consuming process. Even the Chief Minister made it clear that there is a deadline set to the e-tendering to deliver the tenders, and in fact despite getting all these assurances, protesters did not vacate peacefully. Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amandeep, reporting there from the ground at Panchkula, Chandigarh border, where the situation turned volatile with the protesters being evicted by police on High Court instructions. Keep an eye there, Amandeep, tomorrow as well. We'll keep coming back to you. I believe we have to take a short break on that.